informative and very educative episode of the Citizens Show. And you already know how we roll here. It's never a one-man show. It's a team of people, highly intellectual people, highly patriotic Nigerians that are particular about giving the right information to the Nigerian people. And today on the show, I have in the studio with me these amazing guys. We do this all the time. But of course, let me reintroduce them to you. I have legendary, I have Dolapo, and of course Busayo, and the very great one. Hello everyone, how are you doing today?
Hello, Ade. Hello, Ade. Good to have you once again. Good to be back on the Citizen Show, the show where we just project the image of the country and talk about politics and governance undiluted.
I don't like the way you guys are looking. You're looking like you contested and you lost in the last election. What's happening?
Man.
You can't be so sure. You can't be so sure. You can't be have lost councillorship election.
Because I don't know.
I actually look like a politician, though. So
Yes, today you look like a politician.
yeah, we're still in the political season.
And it looks like ADC to the politician. Whoever is watching and the matters within the corridor. This is the legendary Joe. Use me.
Use me. I'm available to be used.
Do you watch Lai's skits? Lai, you know, Lai, is it Lai, the tall guy? You know, he posted where he was supposed to be energizing his schoolmates for a party, a bash. But by the way he was dressed and the language he was using, at some point, Nathan Abbasi joined the skit. Topa Labi joined the skit, thinking it was administration. Dress the way you should be addressed. Since you want appointments, I'm dressed that way.
So what kind of appointment does this dressing? Can this dressing attract?
Well, I'm still learning.
You're learning. Well, on your part, you know you have a mission. You look like someone that a politician would be scared of having as a running mate. Like this one go collect power from my hand.
No, we are always loyal actually, but we are also principled at the same time. However, we just want to keep it cool. So this is a Nigerian style. We are cultural. I'm in the spirit of Reno and mockery. Appearing in our rice TV and saying it was the star of the day by dressing in our attire and all of that. So I think I'm in that spirit this time around.
All right, everybody's in one spirit or the other. I think I'm just in that spirit of Madame. Please, I just want to be a baby girl for life. Like, I just want to be.
You want to relax and be taken care of.
Exactly. So if there's any ministry for happiness, enjoyment, and everything and things, please, you can recommend.
I think that should be a ministry. Ashiwaju's incoming government should also consider industry of happiness and enjoyment.
Like the one, the governor
of Imo State.
I was going to say that, but I'll let it slide.
Exactly. So now that you've mentioned Ashiwaju's cabinet, let's talk about that, the possibility of having the best hands in this dispensation. Let's talk about what Ashiwaju can do. And let's put that side by side with the expectations for the 10th Assembly. We know what happened with the 8th Assembly, the Fasahakin movement. A lot of people actually were defending Buhari at the time, like the Assembly is the reason why some things did not go as it was supposed to be. And when he narrowly escaped that term, then came COVID-19 just at the beginning of the second term. And, some people will want to excuse him on many grounds to say that, okay, too many things did not work right. But Ashiwaju looks like it's an aspiration that has been long coming, and people are actually, even for people that did not vote for him, people have gotten to the point that they're like, we just want the best for Nigeria. But Nigeria has been suffering from a lot. Talk about economy, talk about security, unemployment. What are the possibilities that this administration is going to be different from the outgoing administration, looking at it from the angle of them being from the same political party?
Okay, I think I should just start with the president-elect. He has that experience of forming a formidable team. I think he still stands today as that person that has the golden team, or how do I put it now, the golden generation of cabinet members, the governor, who have progressed into becoming bigger personalities. Beyond that, no one will not see that cabinet of Ashiwaju as a governor and will not say, wow. They were technocrats mixed with politicians and they formed a good cabinet, which actually formulated policies that has attained national appeal and set a template for governance in Nigeria. So having coming from that side with that kind of experience, we believe that it should be able to replicate such in a national platform. So we are looking at him bringing the best of the technocrats to address some certain needs because the country is currently going through a lot at the moment, especially in the terms of unemployment, economic policies, fiscal policies. So one of the reasons some of us or some people, some Nigerians voted for him, they believe he's coming from that background, having much more understanding about the Nigerian economy and all of that. So we are expecting so much from the incoming administration in terms of appointing capable hands to to engage in peculiar ministries. Some ministries we are looking forward to the Ministry of Finance. We are also looking at the CBN governor. We are also looking at even the economic team, the formulation of the economic team of the incoming administration. We believe with his experience and his exposure, with his connectivity, with his network, he should be able to appoint competent hands in the various fields to make his administration a success.
Okay, interesting one, but not too many will agree with you because that was a state. Lagos is a state, one state out of 36 states plus the FCT. And you would agree with me that we are multi ethnic. We have a lot of, in fact, we speak different languages. Even within a region, there's a lot of diversity in our culture, in our values, in our belief system, and all of that. Putting everybody together. Yes, I know you might want to say that even as a governor, he actually appointed people across different tribes.
Yes, I think even as a president elect or eventual the president of Nigeria, he has more window to accommodate a lot of talent because now it goes beyond the states. So he has more avenue to bring in more talent from all the parts of the country. We have a lot of fantastic technocrats across the nation, even from the diaspora. So this time around, it's not limited to just the states, but it can bring in as much as possible from home, from abroad, just to deliver on dividends of democracy, to improve on our well-being, right, and all of that. So we believe in him. We believe he's going to do the right thing, appoint the competent hands to drive the economy, for instance, to create employment. And he has the history of doing this before. Sometimes I do tell people, do you know what one of the things he did in Lagos State by creating some agencies to address? So, for instance, Loma, for me, addresses three major issues. It provides employment to people. The women sweeping is a form of employment for them. It also cleans the state, which is the which objective of the agency, clean the state. And the two, well, from the political angle, it's a reward system for the political faithfuls of the state. So he has that magic wand to do a lot, to demonstrate a lot of things in public sector governance, and we hope it translates that in the national assignment you have just taken.
Okay, let me come to legendary now. So, Ajijola Tinubu, the 10th National Assembly, there's been a lot of lobbying and a lot of transactions, whether we want to say it as it is or not. There's been a lot of behind the scenes going on. If what happened in the 8th Assembly happens now, do you see any possibility of Tinubu still making a great leader?
I think what happened in the 8th Assembly, all the leaders of both the Senate leader, Senate President and the Speaker belonged to APC. So they were not really from another party, only that not the choice of the party at the time. And that was because of President Buhari's style of not involving in the politicking of National Assembly. President Buhari is more of a general than a politician. So I think at that time Buhari was particular about proving that he is now a reformed Democrat, or I think there's a way they put it, a repentant Democrat. So
Yeah,
they put it in such a way that look, he has left every dictatorial tendencies, and he will leave the system to work, which was an undoing, so to speak, because you cannot really trust everyone to behave as you would, because as human beings we have distinct patterns, and there are peculiar interests and motives, as it is in politics. People have their ambition. So Saraki usurping the power then, the assembly at the time was not entirely bad. In fact, the fact that Saraki-led assembly appeared to be antagonistic to the executive made the executive sit tight in some regard, because you will know that there are some things you have to pass to the house because of who is there, and you know it's not exactly in good terms with you. You make sure you want to cross your T's and dot your I's, and try to ensure that you don't give him a reason to, cause any delay. You remember budget padding?
Yeah.
And him having to invite heads of agencies saying, look, come and explain this, having to cause an unsteady budgetary calendar. But in Tinubu's case, both the president and his vice, the president-elect and his vice, were senators. In fact, Shetima is still a serving senator. So they have legislative experience. Both were governors. They have dealt with assemblies. So I believe Tinubu knows too well than to say, look, you guys choose your leader. And we saw it at his visit to Rivers at the banquet. You saw what played out, and that could give you a clue as to saying the man will be involved in who is going to lead the legislative arm, knowing that cooperation at that level is important to his success. But if, by any means, he lets it slip and goes to perhaps someone that might work against his interests, or a replay of Saraki's leadership, then his government may suffer some hiccups, especially in the early stages.
So there are possibilities that he might not be able to do so much if he has a problem. If he has a problem with the National Assembly.
We run a federal system. We have 3 arms of government, almost. You recall that there was a time President Muhammadu Buhari lamented, saying, look, let us have a separate judicial arm or a separate court to try special corrupt cases. He said, in my time as general, it is you are guilty, prove your innocence. But with democracy, it is innocent until proven guilty, which makes it is so much celebrated fight against corruption a bit difficult. Then what Buhari would do is, once you appear to be living above your means, you pick you up, explain how you got it. But in a democracy, you cannot do that, because the burden of proof lies on the accuser. So that way, because of the independence of the judiciary, his fights against corruption may not have gone exactly as he wanted. So legislative arm is even as important, because they make laws. And your policies, including your borrowings, you have to go through that house. Imagine a situation where the legislature have to stampede the passing of a budget. How do a government function? Imagine a situation where the legislature have to stampede your necessary borrowing. How do you execute projects? Saraki boasted at some point, saying, he cut down Fashola's proposal for loan to finish some of the Lagos Ibadan Express and some of these legacy projects, which delayed that project for years. So some of the roads we are now saying, look, it's not been completed for years.